If I had a gun to my head and had to make $1 million in 12 months or less, this is exactly how I'd do it, using just these 3 simple steps. Now let me give you some context. Over the last decade, I've helped generate over $150 million for my clients, working alongside some of the biggest marketers across different industries. I've seen firsthand what works and what doesn't, and today I'm sharing the exact 3 steps I'd use to build $1 million business if I had to start from zero. So whether you have experience or not, this is the roadmap that will get you there. I've spent years fine-tuning these strategies, and they're the same principles that top earners use to build successful businesses today. So if you're serious about building $1 million business, you won't want to miss the next steps. So let's dive in. So step 1, find a passionate audience or a market with a big pain they're looking to solve. So first things first, so you need to find the right audience, an audience that is either passionate about something or they have a major pain they're looking to solve. And this is where most people fail. They create products without even knowing if anyone's even interested in them. Think about it this way. Picture a friend who's constantly talking about wanting to get fit, but they struggle to stay motivated. Or imagine a business owner who's fantastic at their craft, but they have no clue how to find new customers, clients, or patients for their business. These people are desperate for solutions. They're looking for someone to help them with the exact problem or share their passion. So that tells you something. That tells you maybe there is a market here. Now, if you have experience, maybe you've gone through some pain yourself when it comes to relationships, or you've read books and articles and became an expert in the subject matter, you can start communicating to this community about what you've discovered in your journey. And little by little, they might start to like you, get to know you, build trust with you, and eventually you become their go-to person when it comes to this specific problem. Or take fitness. Millions of people want to lose weight, but don't know where to start. Now, this doesn't mean you need to be a top relationship counselor or a fitness coach. You just need to be a few steps ahead. You can go read a book, as I mentioned. You can go watch 10 videos. As long as you're a few steps ahead, your goal is just to get them to take the next step. That's what being in business is all about, just helping people get a bit closer to the objectives that they have. So either you've experienced their pain or you researched enough to provide practical advice that'll get them moving in the right direction. So choose an audience that you either have affinity with, which means you can relate to them, or you've researched or are passionate about the same things that they're passionate about. Because when you truly understand your audience, they'll connect with you much faster and at a much deeper level. Now that you found your audience, step 2 is to provide value and build your database along the way. This is how you build trust. You have to lead with value. People only buy from those they know, like, and trust. Now, let me share a quick story. A friend of mine started sharing free workout tips on Instagram. Just quick, simple videos that any of us could have made. And he started this during COVID, where people had no choice but to work out at home. At first, it just started as someone helping people out, maybe answering some questions, sharing some tips. But over time, people started to follow him. He grew his following, people started to DM him for private lessons, and even started asking him if he had a customized program that he could make for them, and they'd happily pay for it. So by what started of him just giving out free tips on Instagram during the pandemic, it ended up being a lucrative 6-figure business, all because of him leading with value, building an audience, people seeing him as the expert when it came to weight loss and getting into shape, and ultimately he started to get paying customers after that. But it didn't end there. He started to build his email and database. Remember, we are in the business of collecting data. Just like Instagram collects data, just like TikTok collects data, just like YouTube collects data. You must get people off their platforms and build your own email list so that you can communicate with them on your own terms, continue to give them value. So ultimately, the goal is to build your own database. It's great to have people on social media, but you need to make sure that you also are getting them off the social media platforms. Because remember, you don't own Instagram, you don't own TikTok, you don't own YouTube. At any moment, something can happen and there goes all your list. So you want to get them off an email list that you control. And that way you can communicate with them on your own terms. And one way you can collect people's names and email addresses is by you offering free resources like guides or cheat sheets so that you can communicate with them directly. So the goal here is to create trust, build value so that your audience looks at you as the go-to source for the answers that they need most. Okay, so now that you found a market who has a problem or something that they're passionate about, and you've given them value, build an audience on social media, you've also built your database, what's next? Well, it's time to monetize with an offer. And here's where it all comes together. Just going back to my friend earlier, he put together a simple workout plan and offered it to his followers. And it wasn't complex, it was just a PDF with some daily workouts. He had an option where people wanted to work with him on a one-on-one basis. They could upgrade, and a few people did. So a lot of people bought the PDF because it was simple, it was cheap, but a few people wanted a customized plan, and he was charging $500 for this. So a few of them actually paid him $500 for him to create a customized plan, which just felt like a natural step. And he didn't need to sell it hard. Why? Because he's already built a relationship with this audience, is already given them value, is already demonstrated as someone that can get them closer to the solution that they were looking for. So what started as a hobby for my friend, just making some videos, some exercises during COVID, ultimately became a real business where he started to make 6 figures a year. And then by him scaling it, by not only selling the PDF or coaching, but actually scaling the business, having other trainers come on board and having workshops and doing all these other events, he built this to a 7-figure business. And this is a formula that anybody can use, whether you're starting a new business, whether you want to leverage your current business that you have. You need these 3 things. You need a market that is passionate and that has a massive problem they're looking to solve. You need to build your audience around that market, and you need to have offers, especially the ones on the front end, but also later on back end offers, because people who buy from you once, most likely they're going to come back and buy from you again and again and again. And that's why I love information products. If you're new to this, starting with information products is incredibly powerful. It has low overhead, high margins, and is a quick to get you off the ground. Think about a digital course, ebook, coaching program that gives your audience a step-by-step solution to their problem. So ask yourself, what solution can you offer that would make your audience's life easier or help them achieve what they're looking for? When you present the right solution at the right time, they'll jump at the chance to buy from you. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. It will help us immensely. We are a new channel, so we're looking to create more content. We're looking to get better and better so that you get immense value from everything that we're creating.